LDNRBS. We have another guest in the building.
Yes.
Another one. Mr. Lingo. Let's give him a clap in the building, guys.
Yo.
Most definitely.
Trip.
Right. So, I've been waiting on this one. I've been waiting on this one for sure.
Yeah.
We definitely got a rapper in the building that likes to actually rap.
In it, man.
Yeah.
Innit?
I got to initially say that.
Also,
like to sing to, I hear that.
Yeah, my foundation is rap though.
He's from South, fam.
From South. What's the significance?
Because I'm from South, fam.
I hear that. Then them sat with South. Come on, some people link up. It's like South.
Exactly. You can relate, and you can't relate to me, Ty.
Where you from in South? Where you from in South?
Bro, they're having a moment, guys.
See, you're from Wandsworth, innit? If I'm correct.
Yeah, Clapham.
You see, I'm quite not familiar around there, but yeah. I come from Elephant, so Borough.
Oh, that's kind of.
It's not that far.
I get that.
So they got a connection for the rest of the day.
Come on.
They have.
Come on, fam.
But let's get to Mr. Better Versions.
Yeah.
Right. So, I want to go way back.
Yep.
What made Lingo start rapping and singing?
I just wanted to be heard. It was rap first. I started on grime when I was like
16.
Not even 16. I was probably like 15, 14, and I was writing lyrics to the guys from my estate. One specific, my brother Josh, and it just kind of grew from there. But it was all grime. This was like when Chip was crazy hot, and do you know what I mean? And Ice Kid was doing a madness, and Wiley just came out as the creator of grime, and do you get me? Like certain man weren't even around. It was just Chip, Wiley, Doc, P, Gets, all of them, man.
How did it feel even seeing those people, same age as yourself, prospering like that at that time, and you were thinking, I'm Shay too, I can rap.
Chip?
Right.
Chip and that. It was mad inspiring, but at the same time, it was like, raw. How do you even do that? Do you know what I mean? And at that time, I didn't understand how potent I was when, lyrically.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things like, can I even do that? Is what I'm doing like that, or is it something different? But regardless, I just messed with that. Do you know what I mean? That is crazy, and I was just a fan from start. Do you know what I mean? I'm still a fan of Chip now. So it's like, it was just damn inspiring, and it just kept me going. Like people like him, Wiley, and then later on, I started to understand, and obviously Ice, I started to understand lyricism, multi-syllabic rhyming and stuff like that from Dot, Gets, P, do you know what I mean? And then that kind of evolved when I was like 18, 19, maybe slightly younger. That evolved into the hip-hop and rap that I do now. But I always say that the rap derives from grime, because without the grime, I wouldn't have been able to do the type of rap that I do. Better Versions wouldn't exist. Do you know what I mean?
Also, I wanted to say too, when I think of Lingo, I think you have a very distinctive individual style.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to that, you also talked about who inspired you. Who does inspire you to evolve into you, pretty much? Or is it?
There's no specific person, but I definitely take inspiration from kind of everything. It's a bit cliche to say, but it's the truth. Especially I've got such a lust for life. I love to do stuff. I love to meet people. I don't like to be in one place too long. Do you know what I mean? And I like change. I like to understand and appreciate what change is, even if it's bad. My mum raised me to be the type of person where, don't complain about it, don't try and break it down, just deal with it now. So I'm a solutions-based person, do you know what I mean? If something comes up and there's a problem, don't tell me why there's a problem, just tell me what the problem is and tell me how you're going to solve it. And if you need my help to solve it, or it's my problem, then I'll just solve it, do you know what I mean? I'm super sensitive as well, emotionally, so I can find myself dwelling on stuff for super long, but at the same time, all of those things kind of make me who I am and what I am as an artist, do you know what I mean?
Do you consider yourself as a conscious artist?
Not really. I just everything, innit? Everything is conscious, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything has a consciousness to it. It just depends on whether you respect that consciousness or not. Do you get me? So for example, what Little Yachty does has a certain consciousness to it. Do you get me? Because all he wants to do is look after his family in the essence of it, do you know what I mean? And
I haven't heard it from that angle.
Do you get what I'm saying? Regardless of what he raps, what his rap sounds like, or what his music sounds like, he consciously wants to do that for his family. And as long as he can continue doing this to do that, the essence of it is good, do you know what I mean? and because of that, you can say there's a consciousness to it. Do you get what I'm saying? But a lot of people just don't respect that consciousness. They just look at it like, nah, your music's not conscious because it's not talking about X, Y, and Z. But then you didn't write the book on consciousness, so do you get what I'm saying?
Boy, we might have to take some sound bites from this interview already. We just
you know what I'm saying? Damn,
just started, guys. But this is the kind of interview I like. Right. So also, I want to go into your creative process from the start, because already I can tell you got a lot going on. So how does it happen? Like, what inspires you to want to make a project or a song or put it out to the people?
What inspired me to want to make a project? That's a good question.
Including Better Versions.
All right, even if you take Better Versions, for example, that's my first like fully released EP. There's a lot of like, here's an exclusive. There's a load of mistakes in Better Versions.
There we go.
A load of mistakes, like loads of things that I could have done better, but then I left them because I just thought, I'm gonna be better than this anyway.
Before you put it out, you recognize these mistakes?
No, before I put it out, it was like, this is everything I want it to be in its essence, and I don't want to think about it too much, because if I think about it too much, then it won't come out now. And it was already laid out. Do you know what I mean? For the people that follow me and know me, like know my releases like deeply, it was already late. It was meant to come out like September, and it ended up coming out in December. Do you know what I mean? Right before the end of the year, and then Mobo toted me as like one of the trending artists of 2017 kind of vibe. So it all kind of happened at one time, and it wasn't planned or nothing. They just released it, and then they released the video for Stephanie's Crib, and then that happened. Do you know what I mean? Like just before that. So
I have to ask a question about Stephanie, man. I have to ask, who is Stephanie?
I'll tell you about that. But in terms of like what inspired me to write Better Versions, it was to do with kind of wanting to be a better version of myself. Like it's super self-explanatory if you listen to the lyrics. Like everything from kind of being very conflicted about who and what I am, trying to piece myself together is like a line from Better Versions. Do you know what I mean? Looking in the mirror, what do I see? Do you know what I mean? And I see this aggressive kind of super deep lyricist that can have a sick impression, do you know what I mean, and can change things if I'm just given an opportunity to do that. But then there's a lot of demons I have to fight at the same time whilst doing that, and a lot that I haven't yet fought, do you know what I mean? So and then later on, you in like Never Smoke and stuff, I talk about the fact that my dad wasn't around, and when he was, all he did was like buy me pirate CDs and then dust out again, do you know what I mean? And that lack of male role model could have turned me into like one of the road men, do you know what I mean, and kind of had me on road doing a madness, but it didn't, do you know what I'm saying? I'm here and I'm dicing lyrics, do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to make it work, do you get what I'm saying?
One thing I do respect about yourself too, one thing you definitely shout out, is the fact that you aren't a road man.
No, I'm not.
You grew up in a certain area, and you are proud to say, you know what, I was just that guy.
Yeah, entirely.
Writing lyrics on the corner.
I think I wrote a lyric about it the other day. What did I say? Oh, I forgot now. I said I was raised in the hood, I wasn't raised by it. Does that make sense?
Love that. A
lot of men were raised by the hood. They were born in the hood and raised by the hood. Do you know what I mean? And that's just unfortunate for some man. Do you know what I mean? Some men are prospering, have more power to you. Hope feds never find you. Do you get what I'm saying? But other man,
a few guys at home right now.
Real talk. I'm never. You can't knock a man's hustle. Do you get me? So
no pun intended.
Like boom. Yeah, no pun intended at all. You know what I'm saying? So you get me? More power to you. But if, for example, you're not exactly where you want to be, that can cause a lot of things, including depression, that can make you depressed. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's nuts. Like there's more than just not having peas and being in a tracksuit. Do you know what I mean? And just like shutting D's and whatever. Do you get me? There's a lot more to it than that. Do you know what I'm saying? I've had something sitting there for maybe 4 years now about that, called Letter to a Dealer, and I perform it at my live shows as an a cappella, so people understand, especially when I do shows that are in front of people that are not necessarily man's culture or man's creed. Do you know what I mean? So they understand, like, this is not what you think it is, and I'm not who you think I am. Do you know what I mean? And then a lot of people ask me, is it about you? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's an amalgamation of all the people that I grew up with. Do you know what I'm saying? So you just said it yourself too. You're one of those artists that definitely can take from the ones around you. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think I grew up on anime and stuff, so my imagination is like, and my storytelling ability are two things that I prided myself on. I played Final Fantasy games like forever. So, and I literally wrote something about this the other day as well, but that helped with my reading average. Just reading subtitles from Final Fantasy games helped with my reading. Do you know what I mean? And helped with my vocabulary massively as well. And I've only just kind of connected the dots in my head, so I'm feeling very powerful about that right now. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it helped my my imagination. And then kind of growing up and maturing, I didn't ever stop watching anime. I just looked at it differently. Do you know what I mean? I didn't take it for just the enjoyment. I took it for, I want to meet the writers. I want to meet the person who created this. Do you know what I mean? And kind of pick their brain a bit so I can be better. Do you know what I mean?
What about anime really influences you, Shay, as the person? What?
The passion of it. Like the passion of the characters, especially the protagonist, because I was that guy. As a kid, I lived vicariously through all of the protagonists in anime. Do you know what I mean? Like the ones that were awkward, never really had any way, like they might have had bullies, or they might have been like not strong, and then they kind of discovered that they have this ability or this power, or they stumble across it, and then they think, I don't even know if I'm ready for this, and then it goes into this stage of like some tribulation happens, and then from the tribulation you have like a blossoming or an awakening, and then you're just mad powerful and no one can stop you, and then you just keep cultivating that, and then you just become this mad superhero, and you just like mess up everything, you just mash up everyone. Do you know what I mean? And you just kind of power forward with you and the people that were around you, other characters that were around you, the sub characters that are around you. Do you know what I'm saying? Which in real life would just be your brethren. Do you get what I'm saying? So I see myself as the protagonist of my own anime. Does that make sense?
Anime, I'm trying to get into it. When it comes to anime, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Anytime someone talks about anime, they have this thing where their eyes start brightening up, and they start. It's like a world that.
As an adult, watching anime is like a whole nother thing, because you're, again, like as an adult, you're looking at it in a different way. Like me, anyway, I look at it like I want to meet the person who wrote this, because like for example, like Attack on Titan. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it.
So Attack on Titan, and Death Note are two animes that, like, the story,
the reaction over here from mine.
The plot, bro, the plots in them are just ridiculous. I couldn't. It would take up the whole interview for me to explain it. Like, but if I explained it, look in my eyes, bro. If I explained it to you,
it's mad.
Because you know what?
I want to get
this.
Because it's like amazing the way you guys talk about it.
No, real talk, but it's because it's real. Like people go, it's a cartoon, like blah blah blah, whatever. Like, but if you actually gave it, like, man gives things a chance. You know what I'm saying? I'm an open-minded bro. Do you get me? I'll give everything a chance once, but if I don't like it, I'll just say nah. I don't want to continue that because I tried it and I don't like it. But a lot of the people that diss anime, or diss people that watch anime, are people that don't actually like give it a chance. Do you see what I'm saying? You're a big man for you're watching cartoons at your big.
There's a lot of big men watching anime. Really,
imagine
reality.
this. But imagine this though. You're watching like people will say things like, you're watching cartoons at your big age, blah blah. But at my big age, I pay my rent, and I'm watching it on my Wi-Fi that I pay for. So
real.
Do you get what I'm saying? I can do as I want. Do you know what I'm saying? And that goes for anyone. Probably even if you live in your parents' house or whatever, as long as you know you're taking care of your responsibilities you have in front of you, you can do whatever you want with yourself.
True indeed.
Do you know what I'm saying? And bruv, ban anyone that wants to try and judge you for that. That's their business. Let them do what they want. You do you. I'm over here doing me. I'm not judging you.
There we go.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There we go.
You get me? So, yeah.
Right, so also, one thing I do also know about yourself is you grew up listening to P Money.
Yes.
And you know who I'm about to say next.
Yeah, of course.
You know who I'm about to say next. I'm about to say Dot Rotten.
Yeah, of course.
So I want to know, from someone that actually listened to them separately and was a fan of both, I want to know what your perception is of the recent events. Shout out to Dot Rotten. So it wasn't my bias there.
It's definitely your bias.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because I've actually met Dot on a few occasions in different ways, and sometimes he's actually to be fair, it seemed like sometimes he's taken me and other times he hasn't.
Right.
So, and that's just me talking candidly. He's not my brethren, do you know what I mean? But he's definitely someone that I look up to lyrically. And I respect on the level of him being an artist. But that doesn't necessarily mean I think he's winning the clash right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think P stuff musically has more potency to it. And I think when you're talking about Passa, like in terms of because they're not having a normal clash. Do you know what I mean? They're not having a normal like music beef situation. Do you know what I mean? There's real feelings, real events, real drama, and real people. Do you get what I'm saying? All of that stuff is very real. Them man are talking about things we will never know.
Most definitely.
Do you get what I'm saying? So we have to just take it. But the thing is, the moment that it's funny because Passa like that, I'm not saying what P's saying is incorrect or what P's saying I couldn't, because I don't know. And same with Dot, I don't know. We will never know, innit? But what I do know is P gave us more information first.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and the person generally in the passer that gives you loads of information first, and then with a lot of passion, generally you will side with that person. Do you get what I'm saying? Because then anything the other person says, why didn't you say that to begin with? Do you get me? And why are you talking with so much passion now but you weren't before? That's how it feels. I'm not saying that's what it is.
He's
That's
only
how it
rose to the
feels. It's
occasion
like
after.
raw, like exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like raw, like this is bare things, and now you're just countering bare things that he's already said. Do you know what I'm saying? Aside from bringing in new information. Do you know what I'm saying?
You would say,
I would say
at the moment
P's winning. I would say at the moment P's winning. I'm talking about
I told you, bro.
I'm talking about it like it's, you get me? I'm talking about it like it's I'm a complete bystander to that situation. Like obviously I'm completely uninvolved. I know nothing about the actual passer. But from a musical point of view, P could sell all the stuff that he's put out.
Most definitely. Real Talk was incredible when it dropped.
And then that's another situation. Do you know what I mean? That's a whole nother form of winning a music beef. And I think the whole Drake and Meek
back
thing,
to back, exactly.
do you get me? That whole Drake and Meek thing made it mad. And then the way that Chip executed it with Bugsy, like there's,
Youngin.
do you know what I'm saying? And Youngin,
Let's forget the Bugsy one.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Youngin.
And Youngin, do you get me? And then he sold those projects. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he made money off of that beef situation. And then on top of that, he won. So it's like I'm crushing you on bare levels. Like I have to let you know what and who I am to this industry. Like I'm not someone to be played with. Do you know what I mean? And I respect it. Like I respect it.
Even on my level, I won't deny. I still feel like Dot came with some intricate ways.
Bro,
business.
you can't. But that's the thing. You can't knock Dot, regardless of whether. That's why I say.
That's why I can't take it. My opinion.
I think Dot's a better lyricist than P. Like that's my opinion. I think Dot is a better lyricist than P. I think his multis are better. I think his rhyme schemes are better. I also think his delivery is sharper on a lot of things. But sometimes he falls short because of the speed of the beat, because he's so lyrical. But at the same time, you don't miss it. It just falls short of the beat musically, and that's why he couldn't sell what he did.
I was gonna say, in terms of like your music, it's clearly making headlines because you were named names to watch in 2017 by the Mobos. You had your Colours Berlin video the other day. Featured in Wonderland Complex. How do you feel about that? Like,
you've done very well.
Thanks, man.
Do you take it in your stride, or is it a bit difficult to deal with? Or
I can't lie. I just take it in my stride. It's not like, because I feel like the moment I stop and go raw. Like
but you have
I start to
sometimes.
You do, but I think that's more for the people that have stuck with you. Do you know what I mean? I think you do that more for them than yourself. Because as an artist, you like everybody asks me, do you have a do me a favor, can you turn down the bed a little bit, please?
Definitely.
Thank you. Everybody asks me like, what's your end goal? Like, what's your goal, Shay? Like, rah. It's the same stuff you just listed, and then at the end of that sentence is, so what are you trying to do? What's your aim? What's your bro? I just want to pay my rent. That's it. I just want to pay my rent.
I hear that.
Word. I just want to, bro. I love music, and I love being creative, and I love more so than that. I love the fact that I'm able to do things and live my life happily on my own terms. Do you get what I'm saying?
Did you live a time period of that where you had the opposite, which has made you like that as much?
Not really. It was just, I think, to be honest, I grew up with my nan, innit? And my nan kind of spoiled me as a kid, so I always got my own way. Do you get what I'm saying? So I kind of owe the drive that I have to the way she raised me, even though obviously nobody really agrees with being spoiled as a kid, you know what I'm saying? But it gave me that, plus what my mum taught me about life and about applying yourself. It was like, I'm going to apply myself so much that I become the master of my own situation. Do you get what I'm saying? Rather than like, I'm going to complain because I can't have it my way. That would be spoiled. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's like, no, I want it my way, and because I want it my way, I'm gonna apply myself so much that I get it my way. Do you get me? And then now it's obviously I'm at a point where I can just pay my rent. I can wake up and decide what I want to do with myself in the morning. I don't work for anyone but myself.
Real.
Do you get what I'm saying? So them situations you kind of have to, but then people will kind of like undermine the fact that or you have to be careful, because a lot of people undermine the idea of, now that you've been, because obviously I've signed a publishing deal now, so it's like, now that you've been signed. I'm not actually signed. I own my own label, so I'm completely independent. I pick all my releases. I do everything myself. Like certain times I write my own press releases. Do you know what I mean? So I've been doing that stuff. I'm my own radio plugger. I do all of that stuff myself. Like my management are just so sick. They're just so aligned with me. Do you know what I mean? They understand me and they appreciate how much of a leader I am in my own right, and not because like I'm arrogant and I want people to follow me, but because I want it my way, and I want to apply myself to get it my way. Do you know what I mean? Somebody says you need to work for 4.5 years to get it your way. I'm going to work for 4.5 years to get it my way, and I did, and now I have it my way. Do you know what I mean?
There we go.
So that you just have to apply yourself. It was a massive risk, but you already know, like the risk is proof, innit? So
the risk, no pun intended again.
And I was just about to mention that as well. Speaking of that project, what is the difference between that one and Better Versions?
Do you know what? A lot of people don't even know about that project.
I know.
Crazy.
No, it's interesting. You should know.
It's crazy. Nah. A lot of people don't know still, especially like within the last 2016.
Because when was that?
That was 2014.
August?
2014, 2015 actually. Sorry.
August?
August 3rd, I think. 2015. And Mobo's anticipated that one actually, and so they were like onto me from all the way back then. And that project. So what was the question?
Is there a difference between the two?
Massively.
Grown since then?
Massively.
Yeah?
Between those two projects, because obviously that came out in the end of 2015, December. We're talking about Better Versions. So there was a whole year and a bit. There was a whole year and 4 months of me just learning and living life and writing music, and learning and living life and writing music, and blah 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 blah. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot had happened, and there was a lot that I kind of felt guilty for and regret that happened. Loads of different things, girls, my living situation, blah 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 blah. I've had stupid amounts of retail jobs, all of that stuff. Do you get me? There was times when I couldn't contribute to my house because I was spending my money on like my phone bill and shit. Do you know what I mean? Because I was doing too much stuff on the internet, running over and trying to push my music online and causing myself mad bills, and then not being able to contribute to my yard. Do you know what I'm saying? And those things I felt so bad about. Do you know what I'm saying? But then it was me just kind of having to explain it, like, listen, I really want this. But obviously your parents don't live your life. You get what I'm saying? So they're at a point where they're saying to you like, but is it making money though? Blah blah blah. Do you get me? And can you live off it? And is this sustainable? And XYZ and da. And I just sent my nan and my mum to Jamaica, so I'm at a point now where my nan's like to me, raw, okay.
It clearly is now.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Raw, okay. Do you know what I'm saying? So I guess it's just about, it's like the difference between those projects was my level of maturity and my level of time management as well, and my level of application, because I thought I was applying myself back then, but I was applying myself only to what I thought I should be applying myself to based on what I'd seen. Now I'm applying myself to what I know I should apply myself to based on what's happened to me already and where my life is. Do you know what I mean? Because I might watch a next man do something back then, not having a path. I had less direction. Do you get me? I might watch a next man do something and say that worked for him, so it'll work for me. But it doesn't work like that. Whether music or not, life doesn't work like that. Do you know what I mean? So it was a level of maturity that I didn't have then when I wrote The Risk Is Proof, and I recorded all those songs, and then a level of maturity that I found when I wrote Better Versions. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, that's not just life maturity. That's like musical maturity as well. Because the project sound completely different. But then there's still the essence of me in there, from my voice, my lyricism, and the difference, like the waywardness of the sounds. Do you know what I mean? Because that project had 6 songs on it that were all completely different. And people, like, again, people don't know that. Do you know what I mean? So which is crazy. It's mad. But I will re-release some of that music soon, though. Definitely.
Let's get to something that we touched on before too. Colours Berlin. Now, when we talk about, I think in the group we had a conversation about this too. Colours is incredible, for one.
Thank you.
I think that's genuine incredible, and it really went viral.
A little bit.
A little bit. Damn.
How
like
did that even
300,000 now?
Because I never understand how I invited to videos.
To do that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Shout out to Colours too.
Yeah,
incredible.
man. Shout out Colours, Flo, Felix, and Philip.
Real.
I love them guys. They're so flipping sick at what they do, man. Like crazy at what they do. But yeah, so I went to Berlin to work with one of my managers. He lives out there. So I went to Berlin. He linked me up with a band out there called Bakery. Big up Bakery. I love them. They're my brothers from Berlin, like literally. Okay. So they were like the first friends I had when I went there. So I originally went out there to work with them. Then I got a DM from somebody on Twitter saying, I said, I'm going Berlin, guys, on Twitter and whatever, on my socials and whatever. So I got a DM from a couple of people saying, you should do colours. And I'm like, I don't really have a contact to them, but I was slightly familiar with the platform because I saw Daniel OG had done one maybe months before. Do you know what I mean? I was like, raw, the aesthetic of this is crazy, but I didn't deep it. Do you know what I mean? So I watched Daniel OG's one and I was like, yeah, this is wavy, whatever. And then months later, I've all forgotten about that. Do you know what I mean? So then somebody said, oh, you should do colours. And I was like, I don't have a contact for them. Do you know what I mean? And everyone that I said I don't have a contact, I think maybe 4 or 5 people DM'd me. Everyone I said I don't have a contact for them said to me, especially one guy, but they said to me like, I'll email them. So like the reason I got colours,
that's real fans.
Yeah, like the reason I got it was because my fans emailed them. Do you know what I mean? And then one guy that emailed them happened to have met the woman that does colours, or the woman that like organises the sessions. So they spoke and then they linked it up with my management or whatever, and do you get what I'm saying? And then it happened. But they basically just heard I was in town. From their side, they just heard, they've just got man even them saying Shay's in town, you should get him on. And then they just got me on.
Did you expect like the way every single social network seemed to have that same version you put out of colours, like literally went viral that same week, in fact? Did you expect that kind of reaction?
No. What we knew is that this is special because I got it in the first take. I did it one take, and I'm a perfectionist, so I did 2 more takes just for safety. And I think
safety. I hear that.
I love that.
That's securing the thing,
you know what I mean?
Just in case.
And I think we used the first take, or maybe we used the last take. I can't remember. But anyway, I know from the first take because we were in the car. Here's something else. I did Zuko on colours. I was gonna do Stephanie's crib.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I was actually gonna do Stephanie's crib, but at the time I was in the car just back and forth in myself. What am I gonna do? My manager's driving me. He's like, so what are you gonna do, bro? Like looking over to me like, so what are you gonna do? And I'm just like, Bonnet, let's just do Zuko. Because Zuko's gonna be on my next project.
Great choice as well. Great choice for the video.
It worked.
Yeah, man. So I went on, done Zuko, and from the moment that I started, the energy was just so up, and I was just like, I'm about to ruin this mic. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm about to absolutely ruin this mic. People think the colours recording, because they record you live, innit? Performing your song, and you bring them all the stems and whatever, and then they mix it down and they make an actual soundtrack that will obviously naturally sound slightly different from your original, depending on how you perform it. Do you know what I mean? So we did it, and I just knew that it was the right thing to do, and then it came out, and Unilad picked it up, and High Snobiety wrote about it, then they invited me back for editorial, and then like loads of other blogs picked it up. Certain people, Zuko at the time was 9 months old, people were writing about it like it was a new song. Do you get me? So all my core fans were like, it's been here. Why is everyone writing about it? It's like it's new. But then, do you know what I'm saying? But then in the same breath, they're saying to me, this is what it deserves because this is crazy. And I knew it was crazy 9 months ago when you dropped it. Do you know what I'm saying? So bare people were writing about it like it was new, Premiere Zuko, rather than Premiere Colours Berlin. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I was like, fair enough, bruv, it's all the same thing really. Do you know what I mean? So when all that kind of happened, it got like 100k within the first 3 weeks or something like that, and it was just going, and then we got gigs for Paris, we got gigs for Berlin again. I went back to Berlin and launched a shoe there. Like it was done with like
that's real,
like stupidness, all of one song, and it was like a sold out situation. Like I've been doing like bare like little looks where you have to like have an invite or a guest, or like you have to be like, do you know what I mean? Those little things, and some of them have just been so potent in terms of like the next situations that have happened. So now I've been in Berlin for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and I performed No Commission with Swizz Beatz. Swizz Beatz mom is now a fan. Like,
Wow.
But that's not normal. Can you say that one more time, just in case?
Please say that again.
That's not a normal thing to say, to be honest. Let's be honest. Like, at LDNRBS here, we're not just gonna allow it to go on. Everybody would be like, yeah, it's okay. No. We just said Swizz Beatz.
Just slip that in there.
Not
Like, do you know what I
normal.
mean?
It's not normal, Shay. But it's alright.
Obviously I didn't perform on stage with him,
Doesn't
but
matter.
No Commission is his project.
Yeah.
And he paired up with Bacardi. Big up Bacardi, so he looked after us so sick.
Wicked.
And so Bacardi put on No Commission with Swizz Beatz, and it's all about the art. Like, all of the money goes to the artist. If the artist bought, it's an exhibition of art and live music acts as well. But every piece of art that gets bought, the Bacardi and Swizz and all that situation take no commission. Hence the title, by the artist for the artist. So Swizz, I got invited out by Bakery, the same guys that I met the first time I went, to come and be a part of their set for No Commission, because they just loved what we were on. Do you know what I mean? It's like, rad, come back out, do this with us. And them times when I went there the first time, I was going there to rap music with them. So we wrote a song called Inside the Vagina, which is another word for vagina. Obviously I can't say on air the P word. The song's called Inside the P word. And but I'd been back there and performed it with them before as well. And they did a sold out show in Berghain Cantina, which is like, Berghain is like the biggest club in Berlin. The Cantina is like the smaller sister club. It houses like maybe 300, 400 people. They sold that out, and I went there and done it with them before I went and done No Commission. So when I did it then, we'd already rehearsed it. It was all sick, and like, said, yeah, come back and do inside the P, all of that stuff, and then we'll give you some time to do your set. Do you know what I mean? Show them who you are. And I was like, cool. And then we did live band rendition of Zuko and Inside the P, but like as soon as I came off stage after, because I didn't do all of them songs in like consecutive order, innit? So I came off in between each song, and when I did Inside the P, because it's all singing, like I don't rap on it really at all. It's like poetic and very singy and very abstract, but it's probably one of my best songs to date. Like you'll hear it at some point when they decide to release it, it's their song. So like I came off stage and Swizz Beatz mum was like, I love that song. I was like, wow. I was like, are you Swizz Beatz mum? She was like, yeah.
She been hearing them beats for a long time too. She enjoyed that too.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, rah, you're Swizz Beatz mum. Do you know what I mean?
You said that about me, like.
And I tried to keep my cool. I was like, thank you so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I was like, sorry, what is your name? Like, I don't want to call you Swizz Beatz mum. Do you know what I mean?
Just call her auntie.
You know what I'm saying? For real, I should have.
But also, we got a rendition in this show where we always look through an artist's tweets. And we see what they're saying. I already always look for people's tweets. I go far down too.
It's not the first time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I hear that.
First time I've been in an interview and someone said, "Oh, so you tweeted on this day and that time, or you tweeted 20 minutes before you walked into the building." I was like,
you were sitting in this place, right? So, my aspiration is to be like water. Please, Mr. Shake.
Oh, raw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we talk about this?
Sick. Yeah, that's a Bruce Lee quote.
Okay.
Like, not my aspiration is to be like water, but Bruce Lee says be like water. And that's why that's why in better versions,
I think I've heard that, yeah.
That's why in better versions I say like Bruce Lee. Do you know what I'm saying? And I talk about water. That's the reason that is. Do you know what I mean? Because he says be like water. And I sat down with like a new member of the team recently who's like gonna help us with like loads of different situations, loads of different avenues and stuff. And he turned to me and said to me, "So what is your genre?" And I was like, "I just make music I like." Do you know what I mean? I just make stuff that sounds good to me. Apologies.
It's okay.
You have to apologise within 30 seconds.
I like that.
You know what I mean? But yeah, he said, I just make stuff that sounds good to me. Do you know what I mean? And he was like, I mess with it like entirely. And obviously back then I knew I was fluid. I knew that's what my appeal was. Nobody knows what I'm actually gonna do. Like whether I'm gonna try and sing, or I'm gonna like rap super hard like Zuko, or I'm gonna make Black Girl Magic or
Black Girl Magic.
What I'm saying? Like no one knows what my songs are gonna sound like. But I would never release it if I didn't think it sounded like good. Do you know what I mean? Like from a very like critical point of view, like does this sound good? And in my mind, before I release a song, I think about all the negative things somebody could say, and then I think about how that makes me feel, and then I think about why that doesn't matter. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I just release the song.
Real?
Yeah.
Guys, we had Shay Lingo here today.
We need more people like this, man.
We most definitely do.
Thank you, guys.
We have these interviews from time to time where you can tell we got to think of behind him. We got someone that clearly has a bright future.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
For your fans, for people, that any exclusive, anything that's coming up, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm working on a new project. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the title yet, so I'm not going to say it.
Press the case. I don't know why you said. Why would you do it, Darian?
No, you know what it is?
I'm generic. He's from South. That's real. Because he said to man, don't do it. You know how many man would say, nah, you can tell us.
Don't do it.
And then you get in trouble with them.
This is what I'm saying.
No, but I am working on a new project. Nice. It is about anime and it has like elements of girls and stuff in it. Black Girl Magic will be on that.
I want to commend you for that song too. Yeah. I think we have to say, I genuinely liked the whole vibe. Yeah.
Thank you.
Black Girl Magic, even the concept behind it, I enjoy it. Genuinely.
This is the first time I've said this publicly, so here's your exclusive other than the title of the EP.
Real.
Black Girl Magic video comes out on Friday.
There we go.
Yes.
See that people, LDNRBS exclusive.
Yeah.
Talking.
There you go, bro.
Wicked.
The official video comes out on Friday, and I filmed a Red Bull. We filmed in Red Bull Studios in Berlin. In Berlin, and I do a live band rendition of Black Girl Magic with Bakery. Do you know what I mean?
There
we
we
performed
go.
it at Phil Festival as well. Phil Festivals, that's my first festival, and it was 30,000 people. I headlined the hip hop stage, so it was crazy. First festival ever, and I was just buzzing. It was like a mini Burning Man, if everyone knows what Burning Man is. It was like a mini Burning Man, mad camping and all this stuff, and it was nuts. I was on like the roof and all that madness. Like it was crazy. But yeah, the video comes out Friday. Past that, you've got the session that will come out later in the near future, probably maybe a month or two, and yeah, just look out for that stuff, please, and support the video.
Sick.
Real. Guys, can we also say your socials if people don't know the socials?
Socials, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, I think that's it. Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud is all Shay, CHE_LINGO. Hashtag the risk is proof. That's like the movement. That's literally tattooed on my body. Like, I live by that. And that's it, I guess.
There we go.
That's it.
Guys,
Spotify and all that stuff, you can just search me.
Guys, in my clap, we had Shay in the building.
Thank you.
We definitely had Shay.